Hello again, friends. We will now begin the next phase of our lovely series on the Cooky Kobold. Now, just like on our last mini, we're going to go ahead and shade the entire model. We will be using different colors for different areas. This is what we have so far. This is where we're at, guys. Isn't that lovely? Oh, yes. Now, we're not going to concentrate too much on shading areas that are flat. Same reason we're not going to concentrate on dry brushing there. There really is no point. Not really a point. I mean, guess there could kind of be a point. If you wanted there to be a point, there could be a point. But what shades are we going to use? Well, I'm glad you asked, guys. I am very happy to let you know which ones we're using. So, for today's purposes, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit the green shirt area with a lovely, lovely military shader. Yep, military the shader. Because that is the color of love. Yep. And we're just going to finish this mini once this all... It might be tomorrow, though, because I gotta wait for all this stuff to dry. It's the problem, and I get occupied. Anyway. Here we go, guys. We're just going to shade the green areas that we painted earlier, you might recall, with this. And remember, shade... washes and shades, they cover up our errors pretty well, if there were any. And we all make errors. So, if you didn't quite get the coverage just perfect, this will hide a multitude problem areas that might have existed. Not saying they would. I'm sure you guys are very competent and very lovely painters, and that I'm certain everything's amazing and that there's no reason to even worry about it. But just in case, go ahead and shade it. Or don't. That's the beauty of these painting tutorials. You don't have to do what I do. Matter of fact, you're probably better off not doing what I do. I am, at best, a rank amateur. Okay, but you can already see we've got some depth there that we didn't have before. And that's going to look awesome when we're done. And since most of that part of the model is shady, we don't really have to worry about... we don't have to worry about it. You know, like... We don't need to make sure that it's, beautiful, because, quite frankly, most of it is covered by other stuff. As you can see, it's at the very center of the model. So you got that drake head obscuring, the bow even covers it up. The only area you might worry about is right in here. It's plain to see, but even then, as you can see, we're good to go there. Okay, our next shade, make sure you thoroughly wash your brush. You don't want to mix your shades, especially if you're really going for a certain effect. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit both the Kobold and the blue dragon with this purple tone. Or Drake, the guardian Drake, sorry guys. Blue dragon. I mean, it's the same colors as the blue dragon, so. We're not going to hit the underbelly. The underbelly is going to be a different color, but we are going to hit, especially the areas with lots of details, we're going to hit those with this stuff. So, with the red mini, actually we might go brown on the Kobold. Yeah, that's what we'll do. That way there's a nice juxtaposition between our subjects. Yeah. Although it might even blend them together if we use the same one. So I could see arguments either way. It would have been neat to paint two of them at the same time and see which one came out looking better, wouldn't it, guys? Yeah. So, remember, don't let it pool. Spread the love all around. Any area with some details you'll want to shade if you can. Any area where maybe you had trouble getting paint in, like say under this saddle here, you might want to shade that. See? Yeah, because first of all, it's the place with the most shadow, so it's going to be a naturally shady spot anyway. And like I said, don't let it pool. Don't let it pool. Yeah, we're going to go with the brown on the red on the coat. Remember I told you last video, if you're doing red, you can hit it with a brown or a purple for shading purposes. Those work well. So either one works. All right. Either one works well. Those colors on the old color wheel, right, guys? The old. And when we just especially hit these feet, you're going to want that contrast when I'm going to do a little step later where we actually paint the claws. It's going to be one of the few details we actually hit on this thing. So we'll want that nice contrast there. So definitely want to hit that. Okay. Now our face. We're going to hit these teeth too with some color at the end. Now if you wanted to get real detailed with this model, you could get in this face and really do it up with some layering. Overall, the detail on the model isn't terrible, but it's not one you're going to want to do too much with because there's no scales and nothing like that. So you're going to have to hand paint that stuff in. You're going to better have a small brush. That's all I'll say about that. All right. So there's our purple tone. And our final tone will be the brown, which will be for our soft tone for the yellow. So I got this soft tone here. We'll do for the yellow on the breast. Just add a little texture, mostly in the shaded areas. We don't want to overdo it. And don't let it pool. There we go. And that's our light tone. Let me show you that. Yeah, soft tone, sorry. Soft tone. And we're going to make sure we get... And again, there's not many details here, so this would be optional to even cover this. But down here, you definitely want to cover it because you want some, create that contrast, that shadow. All right. And then finally, our brown tone for the purple nurple. There it is, brown wash. And or we could go with flesh colored even, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do brown. All right. And here we go. And as we've discussed, we're not going to let it pool. And there we go. No pooling. We're also going to hit that brown that we painted earlier with this. Just guess. Although we could go with any of the shades for that, really. As it's no biggie. And to be real, we could have done the green with this same shade as well. Instead of the, military shader. That was just an added step that wasn't required. And here we go. Make sure you get those feet, guys. We want to make those feet stand out for later when we do that extra step that I was telling you about. But again, don't let it pull up. And as you can see, there's not a lot of details on that face. So, you could spend a lot of time trying to get that face right. If you really wanted, let's say this was a PC, which actually this Minis would not be a bad PC model. If you had a specific kind of Ranger in mind. Alright guys, that is it. That we have washed this Mini. This is what, it's not dry by any means, but this is what we've got. As you can see, we've added a lot of depth to the model. And next up, we're going to do some dry brushing and some very, very easy details. Again, this is a speed paint, so we're not going to get too deep into it. All right, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, phone a friend, tell a friend, and I hope you find all the miniatures of your dreams while you're awake.